Hello and welcome to a brand new episode of Courtside Fracas. I'm here today joined by the Golden State crew and one provocateur to talk about all things Golden State in the very first episode of our Autopsy. So before I get into that, let me just introduce the guests. So Nee, how you doing, mate?
I'm doing good, man. I'm here to talk Golden State Warriors and we're going to win the chip next year. It's going to be good.
Okay, I like that. I like that smoke. I like that smoke. We have a new guest here today. This is his first time on the podcast, but he is a reasoned and seasoned Golden State Warriors vet. His name is Ire. Welcome, bro.
What's good, man? How you doing? You good?
Yeah, not too bad. Thank you very much. Not too bad. And Obi, how you doing, mate?
I'm good, man. How are you?
Yeah. I'm all right. You know, I'm okay. I'm not bad. It's been a tough weekend of sport, but hey, we move. We move. So yeah, as I was saying, so this is the very first episode of our series of an autopsy in this off season. Now that Lakers have won their 17th title, so what we'd be doing, we're going to be going through different teams of different franchises who are actually of worth talking about, and we're going to dissect their season before, where it went wrong, what went well, where they can push on from in the following season, and what kind of moves are expected to be made, and just how they're going to improve as a team going into next season, and perhaps potentially some predictions on where they will end up. So, but before we get into that, there was some NBA news this week. There was some action. There was some moving. And on the topic of Golden State, a few Golden State fans probably would take responsibility for for the season. I'm about to tell you, Daryl Morey has been run out of Houston.
Too sweet, delicious.
What do we make of it? I did tweet from the Courtside Twitter account, so you can follow that at Courtside Fracas on Twitter. I tweeted on it. And I was like, "Is this undeserved? Is this overdue? Are you unbothered by it?" Ire, I'll start with you. What did you make of this move for Houston? Is it like about time it happened?
So there's two ways to look at it. The first way, two words: Steph Curry. He's broken up quite a few franchises over the years. OKC, Cleveland, and Lakers next year. So, so from that perspective, something's got to give. From a second perspective, another two words: James Harden. I feel sorry for Daryl Morey because he's been hoodwinked and bamboozled by James Harden. James Harden will get you regular season awards,
MVPs,
and will sell out your crowd week in, week out. But when palms get sweaty and backs get tight down the playoffs, he's nowhere to be seen. So on the one hand, you got to be honest, like they've come up against a better player and a better team. But there are some occasions where, like for example, 2018 when they should have won that series once.
Oh my days! Please don't.
Should have won that. Yeah.
And even last year when KD went down, they should have won it as well. But again, Steph Curry. And I guess it's a mismanagement of resources because their team, especially 2018, was so good. Like Chris Paul.
Yeah, legit. It was. But I think what was telling and what came out a lot standard as when you have such a league with such big egos is that they just clashed on and off the court. Essentially, they just when you don't really respect one another, like as like men, I guess perhaps they respect their basketball ability, but not as like a man. It can ruin the gel you have on the court.
Yeah, I don't think Daryl Morey should have left because he put the players together. He got the team ready, and that team was good. I think D'Antoni obviously is left. I think Daryl Morey's vision for the team was great. He had a great point guard, shooting guard. You surrounded them with shooters, and you looked great. I guess the issue was the coaching wasn't flexible. I mean, when you're jacking up, what was it, 40 threes or something? How many threes was it that doesn't go in? I mean, something,
I think it was 47.
It was like 23 missed threes I had in that game.
Oh yeah,
and we beat them in
a row in game 7. Yeah, can you imagine? At home.
27.
Yeah.
27, even worse.
So when you're doing like 27 threes in a row, instead of saying, you know what, let's stop the bleeding, that's a coaching issue. That's not a front office issue, in my opinion.
It's interesting you say that because it's mad. You think like after maybe the first 15 shots, you're like, oh, okay, this isn't working out so well. Maybe let's switch it up a bit. It's almost like the Clippers versus Denver. You'd be like, oh, maybe after twice you've blown like a big point lead. You'd learn from your mistakes.
I love how you're sneaking that in, man.
No, I mean,
no correlation.
I'm just saying, like, I'm just saying. But anyway, no. Lee, what are your thoughts on this? Like this move? Do you think like it's about time it's happened?
Yeah, it was coming, to be honest. I mean, I think it's a new cycle now for Houston. And to be honest, I look at them as quite like a loser franchise. Like the whole objective of them was to construct a roster that beat like the Warriors. That's not going to work. Like, I guess we'll talk about it later in the podcast, but I don't think the Warriors should construct like a team or roster or with an idea of being the Lakers. You just need to kind of keep to your team and see the pieces that you have and play to your strengths. Like, and what they did, it was just the wrong way to go about on trying to win a championship. And they lost both times eventually. They should have won in 2018, but they didn't. And yeah, man, it was coming, to be honest. It was a big gamble, a big risk, which I kind of respect in one sense. And I think Daryl Morey is a good GM. He will get another job.
For sure.
But they just didn't work out.
Would you say they underachieved?
What that would be?
Would you say they underachieved?
Yeah, 100%.
Of course, yeah. No,
100%.
Yeah, they definitely underachieved. And it is mad because you go down to a game, because I think it was game 6 in 2018. I thought like they should have taken they should have won it. But then am I not mistaken?
Right, so they were 3-2 up.
Yeah, they were 3-2 up and then I thought that was right. And then Golden State won the last 2. So yeah, there was 2 opportunities where you need to grasp with your hand. They were literally one game away.
Injured in that game 6, I believe.
To be honest, though, see they say he got injured, yeah, but Iggy got injured in game 3. And I think if Iggy doesn't get injured, we win in 5. And I think if people do, obviously Iggy's not an all-star, but in them kind of series, every matchup makes a huge difference.
Yep.
Having said that, though, you made a very good point in terms of 2018, because I think if they get to the finals, I don't think they beat Cleveland.
Really?
Oh,
yeah. I think I've seen a lot from Houston to know that eventually they're going to disappoint. Yeah, so 2018 when Kyrie had left, Kevin Love, and that's when LeBron dropped 50 in game 1.
Yeah, but it's true. Yeah, it's true. Yeah, LeBron was doing madness, but you have to remember that it's Golden State. Like this is the team who have like eluded him in the past. He's like, I need to make sure like I make the difference here, and I guess. But I just don't see it. I don't see Cleveland overcoming that series, regardless. But anyway, we're talking about Houston. So, but yeah, that Daryl Morey, however much you think of the Houston or however much you think of the franchise in itself, I think we can all agree that he did a good job putting good pieces together. There does need to be some sort of responsibility taken on the actual coach's head, D'Antoni, hence why he's not there anymore, and it's a tough one for him to take. But like Nee said, he's a good GM and he'll be back essentially. But from Houston all the way back to LA, trying to recover from a somewhat underachieving NBA finals. NBA playoffs. Sorry, I shouldn't say NBA finals. How dare I? I almost said it again. NBA playoffs run from the Clippers. It's still yet in their whole franchise history to get to a Western Conference final. I think that's damning on their franchise, and it's damning on the people who don't take them seriously, because this is when you don't even get out of your own like division. It's tough. So anyway. Before I go on the tangent of just laughing at the LA Clippers to Janine's expense, Ty Lue has now come in to replace Doc Rivers, who is now at Philadelphia. What do we make of this change? It's an interesting one. I'll share some thoughts. I think it's an interesting one. Just on Ty Lue, he's someone who worked with LeBron James, and actually this is part of the reason why people don't really want to work with LeBron James, in that whenever anything good happens, it's because of LeBron James. When anything bad happens, it's because of you. So it's an interesting one. And at times, I struggle to really respect him as a coach, but that was when I was quite young into the game of basketball. But as you grow and you understand his worth and you hear what people say about him, you see he actually is of a decent ilk. So I have some good thoughts. I have some good expectations about him going into it, but there's no doubt this is a really big move for him. This is seriously telling. So Obi, what do you make of him moving over to the Clippers? Can he be the piece that fixes the puzzle?
I think it's more of a wait and see kind of thing for me. Obviously, he's got his the championship pedigree from 2016. Was he the assistant coach at the Clippers up until now? Or am I making that up?
No, you're not.
Okay, so yeah, so the continuity's there at least. So it's like he'll know the players well, be able to kind of like, it won't take hopefully long for them to gel. Obviously, one of the issues with the Clippers was chemistry. Hopefully, having a coach who already knows the setup will help with that. I'm curious to see. Obviously, I feel like you said, it's hard to know for me anyway, what a coach is like when LeBron's there, because obviously everybody just assumes that LeBron is kind of coaching the team pretty much. So I'm curious to see what he'll bring to the table, different to what Doc Rivers brought. I think with a team that talented, you're always guaranteed to go far. Obviously, this season aside. So I think it'll depend when you get down to the crunch moments, what kind of like changes we'll see, kind of thing. But obviously, I expect them to get far anyway. So yeah, I don't think it's moved the needle too much in terms of him compared to Doc Rivers. But I suppose we'll have to wait and see.
Yeah, like you said, he was assistant there. He was there he was just there for 1 year. I just wondered, I wonder, does it, because there was a big talk coming out of the bubble, because the bubble's a really weird one, because obviously you're there with each other for 3 months. It's almost like a short-term university degree kind of thing. You're there with your guys, but obviously there's no girls. You're just there. It's like a dorm, essentially, just with other teams are essentially like it's mad. It's just all sports all the time, no family anytime. It's fully intense, and a lot of that does come down to chemistry, and that was a big word that we had, especially from you, who were doing a lot of the Clippers coverage. I just wonder, do you think Ty Lue can be the glue? Can he be the leader? Because there's a lot of talk about Kawhi's not really a verbal leader. Can Ty Lue be that difference? Pat Bev is essentially their leader, maybe, but I think a lot of people are struggling to respect him and some of the shenanigans he gets part of. So do you think Ty Lue can be that guy to lead this team?
He can maybe be like a voice in the change room, because I was listening to the Nick Nurse podcast the other day when he was talking with I can't remember who he was talking with, but it was on a podcast, and he was talking about how Kawhi didn't really speak much when he was at the Raptors, but he spoke a couple of times, and he was like, I think it's a time when they're on a losing streak, the Raptors, and he just came out and said in the changing room, I'm not passing to you, just get me the ball, and I make the right play, and I take the shot, sort of thing. So he's definitely not a verbal leader, Kawhi, but he's like the leader by example, if you know what I mean. And I'm not too sure you always need a verbal leader. I mean, it helps in defense, and like maybe he would have helped in that series they lost against Dallas. They had someone that could kind of like gather the team and like get them focused. But maybe Ty Lue can be that guy, yeah. Because like, sometimes you don't always need the best coach. You just need someone who can bring out the best of their personalities and help these like personalities mesh. But I don't really know too much about Ty Lue's offensive schemes and how he is as like a man manager. So I can't really speak to that, to be honest. But if he can do that, then I think the Clippers will go far. They get to the finals at least next year.
Fair enough. I think it is a fair assumption I think it's a fair assessment to make, that people don't necessarily know what schemes are his. Maybe it's his teams. This, like I said, it comes with playing with LeBron, who is said to be this leader on the court, even as a coaching level, because his basketball intelligence is of that ilk, is of that level. But yeah, it remains to be seen. It definitely is setting. We're basically putting all the chips in place for a very, very interesting season from both the West and the East perspective. So it'll be good to see how Ty Lue gets on. But I'm pleased for him to actually get the opportunity. For you Golden State guys, I know you're tired of hearing all this other news. You're here to talk about your team. You're here to talk about the reason why you guys are going to win the chip next year. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
So before that, let's talk about 1920. We're not getting away from that. You guys were the finalists. You guys went outside to Toronto Raptors. I'm sorry, I had to get out there.
I didn't really go outside, to be honest.
Listen. That was the year where KD goes off and Drake is pretending to be so upset. Oh no. Yeah. And obviously that was KD's last year. He's now moved on to the Nets to join his flatter friend Kyrie Irving, and now we are with the original Golden State. So aside from injuries, where did it go wrong for the Golden State last year? Or is that it? Is it just
I
injuries?
mean, just
injuries, bro.
injuries. I mean,
Aside from injuries.
And Draymond's trash.
That is
Exactly. You got half. Hey, Obi,
two
relax,
things.
please.
Go on, Ira. Go on, Ira.
Injuries and I'm probably one of the fewest guys who do this, but I have my lights on Steve Kerr. So Steve Kerr is great when it comes to man management and setting up a game plan, but his adjustments aren't great. So as soon as they'll put in Steph in the box and one, he should have adjusted to that. He didn't for 2 games straight.
Okay.
And that's unacceptable at that level. So injuries, yeah. I think if Klay Thompson's fit, we win it all.
Yeah?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, come on, man. We win it all if Klay Thompson's fit. Draymond played so well in the Western Conference Finals and then decided to stink it out in the finals.
That could be a sign of things to come because you know how he's getting on, you know.
Yeah, in fact,
And that's part of it, yeah.
Mr. Triple Single.
In fact, speaking of in-game adjustments, one thing about Ty Lue is that he's good at that. He's good at adjusting in-game. In terms of the whole setup and stuff, you never know if it's LeBron or anyone else, right?
Yeah, it's true.
But in terms of drawing up plays and in-game, he's great. And he's also great management-wise because apparently in that season, LeBron kept on trying to take over sessions. And one time Ty Lue was like,
No.
shut the F up. I've got this.
Yeah. I heard about that as well. Yeah, I heard about that.
And then even in that finals, I think Golden State were ahead at halftime. And Ty Lue was like to LeBron, we need more from you. And LeBron was like, listen, I'm doing everything I can. And LeBron went to bitch to some of his bench starters, bench and warmers, saying, what was I supposed to do? And Ty Lue was like, listen, we need more from you. We're not going to win without you. And then LeBron finished the game with a triple-double in Game 7, and they won that finals, obviously. Again, due to injuries, of course. Now,
Of course, yeah.
Now, that's like one of the fewest times I've
I've
heard.
suspension, not an injury, to be honest.
No, because if Curry doesn't get injured against Houston, then we win that regardless of Draymond there or not being there.
Wait, what year are you talking about?
2016. Remember, Curry got injured in round 1 with his ankle and in round 2 with his
Yeah, he wasn't fully fit, but it is what it is.
It is what it is. Obviously, it is what it is.
For sure.
It is what it is, but we win regardless. But
Okay, anyway, let's focus.
Look.
You know what? I'm here to bring a little bit more control to this. Yeah, you guys want to go off about all your history and all this recent.
I'm joking. Yeah.
But let's talk about. I mean, there's not much to say, in all honesty, out of last season, but why it didn't go so well. You guys came 15th in the West. It was as worse as it could have been. However, is there any positives you can take from last season? Is there any players who emerged that you could be on the lookout for? Or?
I think
Andrew Wiggins.
What I'm very happy personally, again, you might not like this again, what I'm very happy is everyone's realised now that Draymond Green isn't really an all-star. So I don't want to hear none of this free all-star BS I've been hearing all this time. Really, truly, there's only 2 all-stars there, Curry and Klay Thompson. And let's be honest, Klay Thompson on any other team isn't really doing that all-star level kind of work, you know what I'm saying? So at least we know the kind of bums that Curry's been playing with. Anyway,
Okay.
Okay, you guys.
Thank you. I'm glad you said it. So I didn't have to.
Oh my god, that is so funny. I asked him to tell me about all the positives about the season last year, and Aaron says to me, the positive is people are finally seeing Draymond Green for the bum he is. That is hilarious. Okay.
Needs a Draymond Green stand though.
Yeah, he is, and I was looking at Nee's face. Yeah, for those of you who aren't watching on the YouTube, please check it out if you can. I'm looking at Nee's face like Aaron was talking. Nee looked disgusted. He's like, wait a second. I came here. I thought I had a brother who also supported Golden State, and now he's slating Draymond Green. So, Nee, what do you have to say back to that?
To be fair, there's quite a few fans, like Golden State fans, who aren't best pleased with Draymond Green, especially with his antics where he's been like doing the analysis. He's been talking up that clutch media mafia sort of rhetoric. He's been bombing off LeBron, and he's been moving like he wants to leave Golden State, to be honest. And he didn't have the greatest season last year. His shooting was really poor, and we don't know if it's him declining or him just kind of like tapping out a bit because he knew we weren't going to win. But yeah, he needs to be back to that 2016-15 Draymond level next year if we're going to win a chip. And it help us with it would help us like construct like a roster if he's back at that level. If not, it gets a bit tight for us. But to be honest, I think he's a good player. Is he an all-star?
No.
Yes, I think he is, and we'll see again next year.
But, did you say yeah? Did you say yeah?
Yeah. He is.
I thought you were going to say no. Sorry. You know what? Carry on. Apologies. I thought I heard. Yeah, you know, it's quite early today, so my ears must be deceiving me.
Hey, look, man, he's a guy that can guard all 5 positions. And
Draymond
he's shooting. Don't give me that face.
Go on.
I don't even need OB here to be this provocateur. They're arguing amongst each other. This is great.
No, sorry, I think I cut you off there. Sorry, please continue.
This is a guy that can guard all 5 positions, yeah. He can facilitate the ball. And when he's not being a bum, he can shoot and stretch the floor a little bit.
That's a massive caveat. But
we've seen him perform at an all-star.
Kerr is in disgust.
Hold on, please. Let me know when you're done, please. Let me know when you're done.
Go. So you got to say.
So yeah, he's a great defender. He's like and he's a facilitator. I mean, he's a decent passer. I haven't seen him pass off the dribble before in my life.
Okay,
in terms of like offensively, he stinks.
I'm not gonna argue the last season. Yeah.
Defensively though, solid. Yeah, his IQ defensively is really great. But offensively, he stinks. People call him a great playmaker. Not really. He's just passing. You know.
I didn't call him a great playmaker. I couldn't.
Facilitator. I mean, potato tomato, bro. I mean.
And the guy has led us an assist like the last 3, 4, 5 seasons or whatever. So
but that's more due to how the system is, though.
Yes. It's definitely a system.
Yeah. Like we need him, but he's a role player. You need role players.
Role player.
For example, can I give you an example? Yeah. So he's not a top 30 player in the league.
No chance.
Okay. Yeah. No. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So are there more than 30 all-stars in the league?
Good question.
You're making good points here. Can't lie.
Don't get me wrong, like, we need him. We need him, obviously. Don't get me wrong.
I'm sick. Need even put up a fight. It's like
Listen. I said he's an all-star when he's playing well. I mean, like last year, it was a bad year for everybody. Man, Golden State weren't going to win anything, and the year before, I don't think he was an all-star. But we kind of had what? We had Clay, we had KD, we had Steph, we had other players that were going to take the mantle, sort of thing. But the years when it's been calling him to be that guy and to be that glue for Golden State, he stepped up and he's done well. And he was an all-star.
Bro, last year he played.
I already explained to you last year. Last year was a throwaway.
Oh, okay. Okay. So that's essentially LeBron 2018 throwaway, like averaging 40 points in the finals kind of throwaway game with some awful.
No, LeBron shameless because what LeBron will do is he will know he's not good enough to win. Yeah,
but he'll pad his numbers though.
Pad his stats. But in 30 years time, people are like, "Bro, that's historic," you know.
Yeah,
he's shameless.
Shameless. But to get to the nitty gritty of Golden State, I'm glad you guys spoke on Draymond Green. Yeah, I find it hilarious because Obi is genuinely here to be this provocateur for you guys, and he's sitting back. He's sitting back and like, wow, okay, I don't need to do anything at all. I can just laugh along.
Obi, what team do you support?
Don't worry about that, big man. Don't worry.
He's also Knicks. The Knicks.
Don't worry about that. There's nothing going on there.
Yeah. So, and as in, like, he's not like. He's not like 80 years old. Like he's like he's in his 20s, and he said, "Yeah, I'm going to support the New York Knicks."
I'm a historian, like
hip-hop historian, yeah. Obi. Okay. Anyway, I'm going back to Golden State. We did speak on Draymond Green. We spoke about his role. I guess it's a big year for him. There's so many things to keep our eyes on for this coming year. Will he play different? Will Nee's points be right? And that it was a throwaway year. Will he step up in this year to come? Will he be that glue again? Remains to be seen. But to talk on 2020-2021 season. So the last season's out the way. You guys not necessarily the best you could have been, but there are some positives. Ira will probably tell you that that Draymond Green got exposed for the bum he is. Fair enough. Whereas Nee might tell you, well, we got a number 2 overall pick, and we got some decent options out here. So I want to ask you guys. There is the first question I want to ask you about, and how you're going to structure your team for the next year. Are you keeping? Are you waiving non-guarantee players? So without any pending free agents, this is of some importance. So in that means like if you don't keep them, they have an option just to go off and leave. But the question is, do you get them out of here to lessen your bill so you can make a bigger move? And Nee will probably say, "Oh, Giannis, what are you saying? What's going on here?" Do you?
I suggest, to be honest,
suggest.
Yeah,
These are the likes of Bowman, Toscano, Anderson, Mulder. A bunch of other players that I ain't never heard of in my life.
Bro,
Essentially. Yeah.
All right, listen.
I'm googling the squad now. I don't know half of these people. What's going on? Who's Alan Smolgic?
I mean, hey, look, you're laughing, but he's a serviceable centre.
Is it?
Okay.
I mean, like, I'm maybe good.
You just threw any word you can think of in front of centre.
My goodness.
Sorry, Nee.
Look, so you guys are looking for positives from last year, yeah. I think the main positives are obviously our rookies. We got Eric Pascal, made the rookie first team. He's I think he's a good player. He'd be like a sixth man sort of thing. And then we got Jordan Poole. His shooting at the beginning of the year was pretty crap. Yeah, but he's a shooter. I mean, he shoots with a lot of confidence. And like he's just got that sort of mentality where like he might miss like 8 times in a row, but he'll still shoot a shot. And he started to shoot a bit better towards the end of the year. We sent him to the D League to get a bit of confidence. He came back. He started to play a bit better towards the end of the year. He increased his assist as well. Kai Bowman's a good defender, so he's another player that would be good in the rotation as well. So like when people were laughing at Golden State last year, like obviously we had a bad record. But the whole idea about building a roster is that you need like a 15-man squad. And then when you get into the playoffs, it's normally like 7 or 8. Yeah. And I think Eric Pascal can be like that 6th or 7th player. And like Kai Bowman throughout the season, he's a decent guard. He's a good defender, so he would help take off some minutes from Curry's minutes and stuff like that. It all adds up. So I think it was a pretty progressive year last year. I think Smolagic's a pretty decent center that you can play maybe like 5-7 minutes per game sort of thing. He had a pretty solid year in the G League as well. And yeah, I mean, like those sort of minutes last year is going to help us build a roster and maybe not have to go all out for like a Giannis.
Okay.
Yeah, we got quite a lot of
So obviously we're talking about the 2021 season. So do you think that these guys who you just mentioned are capable of providing those minutes this season to help you win a title?
That's the numbers, baby.
I mean, they're not going to play those numbers they played this season. I mean, like last season, obviously, but I think like an Eric Pascal, he can play like 25 plus minutes a game coming from the bench, sort of thing. And then like we got a bit of leeway. We got a mid-level exception, so we can get Glenn Robinson back. He played really well last year for us actually, and had career highs with us.
I forgot about that actually. Yeah.
And then we got a TPE as well at about 17 million, so we could get I don't know. There's a lot we can do. I mean, if you trade that number 2 pick and we trade down and we package that with, and we have the money from the TPE as well, I don't know. We can get some decent centers. We can get Mitchell Robinson from the Knicks. Possibility.
Allow it, man.
Okay, yeah, definitely not. There are some options there, and before we actually think about what the Golden State do with their number 2 pick, because we will come to that, and there are some options I want to wheel off and see what you guys think of. Just to touch on the guaranteed versus non-guaranteed players. I think that's where you start from. You think about you think as a team. You think, okay, what do I have? What am I working with? I'm getting rid of you, and then I'm going to go from here. So, So I mentioned before, I said Bowman, I mentioned Toscano Anderson, I mentioned Mulder. All together, so Mulder's on 1.5 mil non-guaranteed. Toscano Anderson the same. And who was the last one? Who's the last? I said Bowman. And that's the same. Yeah, all 3. So they're on 4.5 mil altogether, non-guaranteed. Do you waive that in the thinking that you can get to add to a package maybe like that you can put together for a Giannis or put together for a Gallinari, like these guys who are out here clearly looking for a championship move?
It's interesting because Giannis, this might again be controversial, but I don't want to waste another season. So he's free at the end of the season that's about to come.
Yeah, correct.
So he ain't free now, and Milwaukee won't give him up unless we give him
everything.
To be honest, I don't mind giving him Draymond.
Why would they?
Same, to be fair, same.
But to be honest, if Giannis can't shoot, then and if they're gonna keep playing him on the perimeter, then they keep him away from Golden State. Unless they're gonna put him in at the 4 or the 5 to play him, or even at the 3. If they play him on the perimeter, then there's no point. But to answer your question, I'll be honest with you, guaranteed, non-guaranteed, I don't mind. Just want it to work.
Yeah.
So those 4 players, those 3 or 4 players you mentioned, 4 million, really truly 4 million is a bit small. I mean, we've been paying luxury tax for the last few years anyway. If we can't use them in the playoffs,
Get him out of here.
I'm not here for the future. I'm not here for a long time. I'm here for a short time. Wherever Curry goes, I go. Once Curry's done, I'll hire someone else. You know what I'm saying? So I'm not interested.
I like how you work, Ray. I like how you work.
But Curry turns 32. Is he 32 already?
No,
Yeah, I think he's 32 already.
32 already.
Draymond Green turns 31 next year. I ain't got a long time here, bro. I'm not here for the future. I'm here for the present and now. You know what I'm saying?
I hear that.
It's more of a I want to be able to win right now. Remember, we're paying Curry 40 million a year. So 20 million altogether. We're not building for the future, bro. Now the good thing about Steve Kerr is he's good at he likes to do this whole strength for number stuff. Even though that cost us in 2016, there is the benefit of our players being fresh and our players being interchangeable. For example, like what's that guy's name? The guy with the guy that had it brought back before.
On Kevin Looney?
Yeah, Kevin Looney. So he was a non-factor in 2016. 2017, he played solid minutes.
It was big, yeah.
Especially against Houston.
And James Harden, yeah.
And LeBron a bit, obviously. So Steve Kerr has had a habit of making players who are bums look great. You know, Draymond Green, for example, Jordan Bell.
Facts.
So,
you know what? I didn't even hear the Draymond Green part. He started.
Yeah, but obviously, all jokes aside, if a player can be serviceable, if he can play 20-25 minutes at a decent level, then you can remember a lot of the time we put Curry out with bums. So what I'm looking for, if a player can have some playmaking ability, like an Iguodala kind of playmaking, and maybe some shooting as well, then I'd keep them. If they don't have that, then there's really no point unless they're offering some serious defense.
Okay, fair enough. So we're saying, okay, these non-guarantees are not really a factor. It's 4.5 million of here or there. You guys have been paying luxury tax. There's not much difference to you guys, it seems. Okay, cool. So it doesn't seem like those picks are necessarily at the top of your thought, or those options are like, okay, I want to keep this guy. He's impressed me. Fine.
We probably keep Kai Bowman, by the way. We probably keep him for what it's worth, yeah.
Fair enough. Okay, but I want to come to the probably the question that people are most attracted to see. There is a thought on what you guys do with your number 2 pick. That is a serious bargaining tool that you guys have, and that's something that that was the benefit of tanking or New York nicking, as Obi might know.
What's going on here?
Yeah, sorry, mate. So that's one of the benefits of tanking. The fact that you do get a better probability in the lottery draft. So we've got a number 2 pick now. You also have a circa 30 million a year contract on Andre. Oh, I can't even believe I'm saying this. On Wiggins, yeah? I genuinely can't believe that you guys are paying him that much. It is incredible. So it does seem like it does.
How much?
30 million a year.
Jesus Christ.
So I mean, it's like 29 and a half, but let's round up here to make it easier. It doesn't fit the agenda otherwise, so I have to round up to 30. So I want to ask you guys, there are some options. For sure, there are some options with what you guys can do with your number 2 pick and Wiggins. So, I mean, I will start with number 2 pick here, and you guys can give me some of whatever package you're trying to build or what targets you're trying to go for.
It's a 5-year, 150 million contract.
Is that it?
Jesus.
That's very
He got
change.
the bag.
Yeah, he turns a free
agent.
He's a free agent in 2023.
Yeah,
So we've got that for.
I mean,
3 more seasons.
you have to hope you can package some deal. But
You never know. To be honest, he could be our Harrison Barnes with better defense and shooting. Maybe.
Is there no part of you that thinks that he might be a good piece?
There is. I mean, like, he was showing... go and speak, sorry.
No, sorry, go on, bro.
No, I was just saying that he showed improvement last year. Like, he looked decent last year. Like, he improved his playmaking ability last year in general. I think he averaged like three, almost like 4 assists last year, which is pretty good for him. He showed a bit of like defensive capability last year as well, which he should be able to because he's quite an athletic wing, and he can guard like the 3 or 4 and at the guard positions as well. So, I mean, I think if we can get out of him like his potential sort of thing, then we've got a good deal and a good player there. But if not, then I don't know, it becomes a bit tight and like we've just wasted money essentially.
Yeah, last season he averaged 20 points, 5 rebounds, and 4 assists. And what did he shoot? Don't worry about the shooting. So, you know, you caught basketball reference. You don't like certain numbers. You don't even bring it up.
Yeah.
Obviously, we'll but so imagine that. So with all that limited floor spacing, he still averaged 22 points. That's how I'll look at it. And yeah, so.
Well, I mean,
apologies. Yeah. Sorry. As you were.
You good?
So yeah. So if we could get that kind of that scoring, 20 points a game, and we could get solid defense.
It's not happening. It's just not happening. I mean, look. I've let you guys jazz for a while now. I was hoping you'd give me some sort of good analysis. But Ira, you're embarrassing me. You're telling me Wiggins, who had about 75% usage of the ball, is now going to expect to do the same thing with about 10%. It's just not happening. Like, I just don't see how Wiggins. I mean, for those of you wondering, he did average around 40. Was it 40? What am I reading here? 40,
to be fair,
25% from the field, which is,
to be fair, his usage was 25%. To be fair,
oh, for real?
Yeah, 25. So
okay.
Obviously,
that doesn't fit my agenda.
If everyone had James Harden 40%, everyone would be averaging 40 points a game.
I was a bit confused as to why you thought Wiggins was a guy that had the ball like that. I was confused. I thought you confused him with someone else, bro.
Oh, you know what? To be honest with you, a lot of times when I really get out to your team, to be honest with you, yeah, nothing. Can't lie.
Yeah, so
I can't lie. I mean, I barely even watched Golden State last year. I have to keep it a buck. But okay, anyway. So we were talking about him and we're talking about number 2 pick, and there are some reported options that have been put together. So I'm gonna wheel them off one by one. I've got 7 to go through, and you guys can laugh. I'm sure your facial expression will probably tell when you guys want to speak up. So the first one, and I can't wait to see your reaction on this one.
Mm-hmm.
The first one is a trade with the Milwaukee Bucks.
Yes.
The Bucks get Jordan Poole and the 2nd pick, and Golden State gets the 24th pick and Eric Bledsoe. What are your thoughts on this?
No.
No,
next. I do not want that guy anywhere near my team, please.
I think that's more of a question for Nee. 2014, Curry might be done, and I'll be somewhere else.
I do not want Eric Bledsoe, please.
Oh, man. Okay, fine. Okay, so perhaps this one interests you a bit. So this is a trade between OKC and obviously the Warriors. They get Andrew Wiggins, they get Jordan Poole, and the 2nd pick. You guys get the 25th pick, Steven Adams, and Dennis Schroeder.
Why would they do that?
No.
I would have said yes again. I would have said yes before, but Steven Adams looks like a complete bum. I mean,
yeah, I don't want Adams.
What's his contract now? He's getting paid. Is he getting paid 150 as well? Let me check.
I'm not even sure actually. Let me.
Ever since his contract.
Have a look while you speak.
Ever since his contract extension, let me just Google it quickly.
I don't think that's a good trade for either of them.
Nope, it's a bad trade, especially for us as well.
Why not, Obi?
I just don't see it. Doesn't move the needle for either team, really. Like you say, Steven Adams.
Yeah, he's making 25 million a year.
Yeah, 25
yeah, that's bad. Yeah. I would just keep Wiggins, bro. I'm good.
And then also, we've conventionally had bigs who could pass and play, make set illegal screens. So Steve Adams can't play, he can't. Like he doesn't know how to use the ball. Doesn't know how to use his brain. Nope. I think he's just there, just to hug that little pot of the court. So I wouldn't want him. Who was the other person you mentioned?
Dennis Schroeder. It's not bad.
Normally up there when it comes to 6th man of the year show.
Yeah, it's not bad.
He will be, but then we got Mario Pascal, I think, innit?
How tall is he?
6'1".
Remember, we need length. We
need length. Yeah.
We got quite a small roster at the moment, and we need length. So if he's a small guy, is it 6'3", 6'4"?
I think he's 6. He's short.
I think he's even less than that.
I think he's like 6'1".
Yeah, so we don't need that. Yeah. We don't need that to go in the state B.
Okay, fine. All right, cool. So the options are getting better, essentially. Yeah. So next up, I got you guys trading with the Utah Jazz. who obviously faltered to the Denver Nuggets in this year's NBA playoffs. So the Warriors would trade Andrew Wiggins once again, and the second pick, which is probably going to be the package that is going to go if you're ever going to make any sort of high-profile move. And you guys get the 23rd pick and Bojan Bogdanovic. Thoughts, Ira?
But then that replaces one issue. Bogdanovic, is he a 4 or 5? Where is he nowadays?
Yeah, either or 4 or 5. Yeah.
So okay, so assuming we're
four really, to be honest with you, but yeah.
Assuming we're gonna put Draymond Green there or him there, right? Then we still have an issue of not having someone who's elite on the wing defensively. So we're removing one issue for another issue, and I think in playoffs time, you really need a wing. You need pretty much 2 elite wings in playoff time. So I wouldn't do that.
Do you not feel like if you had do you not feel like you could package a Klay Thompson and all of these options that Nia was speaking earlier on?
Klay Thompson.
He's not going anywhere, bro.
He stayed here, bro.
No. You guys even let me finish. I'm not saying package a deal, but I'm saying package into some sort of wing defense. So if
you need 2 wings. Remember, we know that obviously Curry, because of how offensive he is, he can't handle all that work.
Oh yeah. That's why. Yeah. I know.
Curry isn't a bad defender.
He gets cooked.
He isn't a bad defender.
He is the Trent Alexander-Arnold of basketball.
Nah. You have to bear in mind, yeah, elite players will cook anyone. So James Harden cooks Kawhi all the time. So Curry getting cooked by James Harden isn't a bad deal.
You're moving crazy. Curry ain't guarding James Harden every week. Man's getting cooked by Wilfred Zaha, bro. What are you talking about?
What I'm saying though is Curry does what he does. Remember, he's got long arms. So he's very good at intercepting parts of the lane. He led the league in steals for 1 year.
For 1 year.
How many players have done that recently?
Curry is not a bad defender. He's not a bad defender.
He's an average defender.
At minimum.
There's a reason why you're saying you need some elite wing defenders. So let's stop talking about Steph Curry, yeah? You said that he needs to be so great offensively you can't do the burden of defense.
No, because Curry's not on the wing though, isn't it?
Exactly. He's not even on the wing. Exactly. So you're fine, yeah? So you're good. Yeah?
I mean, I said before, if we were playing this season, we would have won the league. We would have won the title.
I get you one more often.
I guess we'll get to that later on. But
yeah, okay. So tell me the type of wing defenders that you're looking for. So give me some options, and don't say
Kevin Durant.
I wish that.
I was gonna say don't say KD, and he goes out and says it before I even say it. Okay. You make me absolutely sick. Anyway, okay. On to the next deal. So, moving on from Utah, I guess Knee's a bit enticed, but he's
not really. No.
Okay, you're not there yet. Okay, next up is with your arch nemesis is Houston Rockets. So, Houston Rockets get Eric Pascal, they get Jordan Poole, and they also get a second pick. In return, now you guys get Robert Covington and PJ Tucker.
Tucker's too small, but he has a lot of strength.
But he is what people think Draymond Green is.
No, but Draymond Green at least can defend, and
Tucker can defend.
Tucker can't pass.
Don't compare PJ Tucker to Draymond Green, please. This is so disrespectful.
Wow.
This is so disrespectful. We're talking about a 3-time champion here.
Okay, 3-time champion.
You want to compare him to PJ Tucker?
You can't compare.
Robert Horry is a 7-time champion, by the way. But say that.
Yeah, and then
Don't do that.
And also Tucker, he's old, bro. Isn't he like Isn't he like 35, 34? What's that mean?
Yeah, something like that. Yeah.
PJ Tucker. 1 second.
No, man, I say no to that.
You said you're here about the now. You're all about the now era. So
yeah, but PJ Tucker isn't even a now, bro. He's 35 already. He's yesterday.
But I mean, from the playoffs, you can see that there's clearly some more juice left in the
value,
the orange.
Yeah, but
I'm not doing that trade.
Yeah,
no.
I wouldn't do that. Yeah, I wouldn't do that. And then secondly, you said Covington. They leave him open for frees, right?
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah, we don't need that. I don't want to see any more box and ones, bro. I want to see 2016. I don't want to see box and ones anymore. So I would say no to that trade.
Okay. You know what? I got another option for you. And if this team take this, I'll blow. It'll blow my mind. Okay, so now you're doing a trade with the Dallas Mavericks. So the Mavericks would get Andrew Wiggins and your second pick. In return, you'd get Seth Curry, and you'd also get Kristaps Porzingis.
Yeah, I'll do that. But
Yeah, in a heartbeat, but that's not gonna work, bro. That's a no instantly.
Because Steph Curry be on the bench, right?
Yeah.
He'll play like the Ian Clark or the Ian Clark role. Yeah.
They're probably even a bit better than that, yeah.
Oh yeah, maybe Sean Livingston role.
Yeah,
but he's not really that. Remember, again, he's small though.
He's not very tall. Yeah, he's small.
So they can mark him out of the game. Porzingis, can he stay healthy?
He can't stay fit. That's his problem. That's his biggest problem.
Well, I mean, I'm not having that. No, I'm not having that because I guess you can say with Obi's Knicks, okay, I guess fair. But for the Mavs, the injury.
25 though.
Say again.
Good age.
Good age. Yeah, and I know that's what you care about, height and age. I'm realizing. But with Porzingis, it's like you need to apply some context to his injuries. The last injury, you could clearly see this this conniving Clippers team looking to injure him. I mean, they did the exact same thing with Doncic. It's a miracle he even came out on his ankles with both rolled. So you need to apply some context to it, and I think he gets better. But okay, cool. Let's assume he's injury prone. Yeah, let's assume what we have so far. Are you taking that trade?
Yeah, because he's on $30 million a year anyway, so it wouldn't make a difference.
It wouldn't. Hence why that's why the deal. Okay. So cool. So that's the deal that could work. I think.
But defensively, what's he like defensively?
Yeah. He's
okay, but he's not gonna. He's not gonna.
Gets a lot of blocks.
Guard AD.
Yeah, and also to be fair, with the way we play with our depth lineup, would we spend $30 million on a guy who's gonna probably get 20 minutes a game or 25 minutes a game? Realistically, we wouldn't do that, would we?
But I mean, you're talking of you're looking for a change. You're looking for more length in your team. How do you get more length at an efficient level defensively? Exactly. Stop saying KD. It's not happening.
Hey, look. Yeah, the length cannot come.
What players are out there? That's what I'm trying to say. Like who?
We can get a Trevor Ariza. We can get a Trevor Ariza in the wing.
Okay.
I'm a huge fan of Ariza still.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. We've got Glenn Robinson. We can get back.
Ariza gave us their problems in 2018. Proper problems. And then they got rid of him. We can
get Miles Turner. We can get Mitchell Robinson.
Allow it, man.
Ariza 35 though. Turns 36 next year.
See, that's what you're checking the age. The age is important. I can't lie. Age is important. Look. See what Ire said. He's here for a good time, not for a long time. You know, that's what it's about. Okay, fine.
I think the most important thing for us is that the length can't come at the expense of
speed,
athleticism. Yeah. So we need someone that's athletic. So I'd rather have a center that was maybe like 6'7" or like a wing that was 6'8", but was athletic, than maybe like a center that was like 7 foot. To be honest, because there's no point, especially the way that we play as well. Yeah. We like our play to be quite fluid, so we need athleticism. To be honest.
Okay.
And someone that can guard AD, like someone of AD's ilk.
But you see that thinking.
Who's going to guard AD?
But you see that thinking. KD. Remember, I'm not thinking of someone can guard AD. We're not trying to beat the Lakers. Personally.
No, it's true. But I mean, like, okay, so like, I'm saying we had the 2016 Draymond. Like, he would cope well.
I mean, think about it. We've dealt. I'm not dealt fine because AD was going to get numbers. 2015. Who do we have at centre? We had Adams.
Yeah.
No, not Adams. We had Bogut.
Yeah.
AD got 30 points, but we still swept them. And then we played them in 2019.
Don't compare. Don't compare AD. Don't compare AD in New Orleans with AD in LA. Have some shame. You just said AD dropped 30. You said he dropped 30, but we still handled them. He's in New Orleans. Where is your shame, Ire? Where is it? He's in the bin. You're nasty.
You're going to smile in his face as well.
You're nasty. Look, I think there is some point to be made on this.
Remember, sometimes you can game plan for that opposing team to get 30 points, and that's fine.
Yeah, that's fine. Okay, cool.
It's true. So, it's fine. Yeah.
Are you guys happy? Okay, if you guys happy? If you come up in this playoff series against the LA Lakers and AD's averaging 30, that's good for you. Happy? Yeah.
If we win, we win.
If you win, exactly. I don't care if you have
do you think you can win with AD averaging 30?
Yeah, because
there's certain players that are going to get their buckets regardless.
I remember there's a difference between 30 points and you just padding stats. And
I can't believe Obi. I need you to intervene. In
2019, because remember we played them last season as well, right? Let me quickly get the stats up quickly. Let me pan my
While
math
you
records.
get the stats up quickly, yeah, I'll go to Obi. Obi, what do you think? There is the main consensus I can see here, although they may have differences in regards to Draymond. I can see the consensus here between me and Ira is that they need a lengthy defender who is of a good age.
And who could score.
And
Who
athletic,
can score as well?
Hard
Okay,
to
no,
come by.
you can't have KD. You
Yeah.
cannot have this KD guy.
Or
You
provide
And we
or
don't
provide
need
some
Kane.
kind.
We need someone like Trevor Ariza. He can defend. He
Yeah,
can
but-
shoot. I mean, it's calm.
And knock down jumpers.
Yeah, I mean,
So, yeah.
okay, look,
So, yeah,
you're saying Ariza, but he's you're not going to make a move for a 35-year-old. It
That's
does
not true. We might.
Do you genuinely believe you will?
Yeah, it's not impossible, Trevor Ariza, to be honest.
No,
I mean, he's still playing at a decent level.
It's true. It's not impossible, but I can genuinely see, after not playing for so many months, I can genuinely see Golden State being like, you know what?
So yeah.
I'd rather not.
So
Essentially.
yeah. In 2018, Anthony Davis averaged 28 points, 15 rebounds against us, and 2 blocks, and then they lost 4-1
For New Orleans.
For New Orleans.
Yeah, but but his teammates had 20 points, 14 points, 12 points, 10 points, 9 points, 14 points. So in other words,
2018, you had Kevin Durant, who you do not have. He cannot guard AD. There's no one else in your team that can guard AD.
oh, but if you remember,
Oh, here we go.
in 2018, was it Curry that was injured? Yeah, Curry was injured for a lot of that series,
Okay.
I believe, and we still beat them.
Okay, you have KD. Hello, you listen to what I'm saying. You have Kevin. Look. You have one of the most unstoppable jump shooters of the entire. You might be the most at 7 foot.
Agreed. But again, Curry started only 3.
Okay, you know.
Out of 5.
You're making me sick. I can't believe I found an equivalent of my LeBron James love in the guy Steph Curry. You're so nasty.
And
Okay,
we
I'm
had
moving on.
Anthony Davis quite
I'm moving
easily,
on. I've got 2 more options, and then I'm going to ask you guys for your predictions for Golden State. Then we're going to end this podcast because you, my friend, are killing me. Okay, so the next one we have up is is Golden State trading with Phoenix Suns. Phoenix Suns get the 2nd pick, and they also get Eric Pascal. And the Warriors get the 10th pick, and they get Kelly Oubre Jr. Thoughts on that, Lee? What do you think? Where Golden State going from here?
We get a 10th pick and Kenny Oubre.
It's an interesting one because you still keep Wiggins. Is it worth it? You also spoke quite well of Eric Pascal. Is he worth that? Is he worth for a Kelly Oubre?
That's the thing about it, because that's the thing. I wouldn't want to give up Eric Pascal, but I guess we would have to package him for a deal like that. Do I want Kelly Oubre? Or was he worth
24, by the way?
He's 6'7", or something like that, or 6'6".
He's on 14 million a year.
And he's how tall?
6'6".
7.
2 meters. Let me quickly convert that. 2 meters.
6'7". All right.
6'7". Don't worry, Uri. 6'7".
I mean, he improved defensively last year. I don't know if he's like an elite defender. I would say Trevor Ariza is still a better defender than him.
What position does he play? He plays
Small forward.
Small forward. A wing guy. But the thing is, he looks a bit soft.
No, he doesn't. He doesn't look soft. He looks like
Bro, he was born in New Orleans, bro. He's soft, bro.
Who's that? I remember that rapper. Who's that rapper? He Blueface. Is that his name?
Yeah.
Blueface. Who he looks like.
He's got a few tattoos, so maybe he's got some kind of dog to him.
Yeah, maybe some dog. Yeah, maybe. Anyway, that's that deal. Okay, I'm short of time, so I'm gonna go through the next one. The next package we have is oh boy, this should be an interesting one. I can't wait to hear what you guys have to say about this. This one is the last one. This is a 3-man or 3 franchise deal. So the Warriors give up Wiggins and a 2nd pick to the Sacramento Kings. The Kings then trade with the 76ers to get Kevon Looney and Buddy Hield. And the Warriors then get Josh Richardson, Al Horford, and the 21st pick from Philly.
See the Al Horford thing, right? He can't play no defense.
No, I don't want Al Horford. Josh Richardson, I'll take for sure. He's a good player, but I
That
don't.
contract from Al Horford is outrageous.
Yeah,
No,
crazy.
that's a no. Don't Al Horford, bro.
He's like 34. I think.
Yeah, run that.
Let me confirm quickly. What's it? Pam Google.
Okay.
That's
Well,
an automatic no.
So yeah, Al Horford is 34 and turns 35 next year, and he's on
what's his
26
contract?
million a year. 26 million a year.
No chance.
Yeah, no.
Can I ask you guys a question? Right,
Go on.
the Golden State fans, that is.
Mm.
So if you go to 2018, right, you've got Steph, obviously, Clay, Draymond, KD, right?
Did we win the ring that season? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, fair.
So fast forward, obviously, fast forward 3 years.
It's hard to get the years mixed up.
Fast forward 3 years, you've got 32-year-old Steph, you got Clay coming off at ACL, you got Draymond who's a bum, and you haven't got KD. So what makes you so convinced that now you're gonna win?
Simple, because I haven't seen us lose in a 7-game series when fully healthy yet, so I can't go against us. The course
And we've
still
got
the same.
pieces as well. I mean, our core's still there.
The course still the same, and we've never lost in a 7-game series with our team fully healthy.
What makes you think they can stay healthy this time around then?
Hope.
Hope.
Yeah, hoping I feel like a year and a half off, so you know.
Yeah, we're fresh. Curry's been on gardening leave for the last year. Klay Thompson has been touring Europe with his missus. Draymond Green is going to lose weight soon. So our core's going to be all right. Steve Kerr, his back problems should be solved now.
Yeah, man, heal that up real quick.
And remember, our core is the same. Our core of the last 6-7 years, that run is the same. And we haven't seen our team lose 4 out of 7 healthy, ever.
So can I bet with you right now? I'll bet you. We'll sort out the money later.
I've got a bet already. I've got a bet
Yeah?
already. Yeah,
I've got a bet already. So, Nee, I'm looking at you because you don't look convinced. Nee, are you that confident that you're going to win the chip this season?
I think
That's a
we're
no.
like
That's a no.
top 3-4 contender. No, but I'm not confident we're going to outright win it. No.
Okay, but let's break it down here. So, obviously, I know it's hard for you to understand this, Knicks, because obviously you're not in the playoffs most of the time. I know Harold.
What's happening right now?
This is your first time of tasting glory, so let me break it down for you.
What are you talking about? How is that
So in the playoffs, right, you have essentially 3 rounds in the
You're a joker, man. Don't.
in the West, right? Yeah. So in the playoffs, you have 3 rounds. Best out of 7 each time. Yeah. I think we'll get.
Why are you telling us the rules of the playoffs? What are you doing?
Because you guys need to know. Because you guys need to understand the Warriors' way.
I'll get it.
Continue.
So I think we get top 4 seed,
believe
yeah?
this.
Or top 3 seed, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
We're not losing in the first one. We're most likely
You get
not
top 3.
losing. It depends. Remember, because we're used to winning, we don't really care about seeding anymore in the regular season.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Okay.
Is
Is that why he came 15th? Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
I mean, you keep making this joke that the 15th doesn't
I'm
matter.
not even making. Listen, it's not a joke. It's facts. Look, you can't tell me
It's fact, but that season, it doesn't matter. In fact, it was actually a good season. I'm happy with it.
But I won't lie to you though, I'm not happy because if Curry stayed healthy, yeah, and we got 7th or 8th, Klay Thompson would have come back for the bubble and we would have won the whole thing.
No.
And we would have lost. This guy's talking like he's even watched playoffs with his team.
We would have won the whole thing. Yeah, so Obi, playoff basketball is a bit different to regular season.
Yeah, I hear you still.
Okay, you know what? The slights you can make on Obi is fine, yeah. But for you to say first time I'm tasting glory, you make me sick.
I
Yeah?
thought you're a Lakers fan, right?
What? Yeah.
No, don't do that.
He's
He's
a
a
LeBron
LeBron
fan.
fan. He's a
He's a
LeBron
LeBron
fan.
Okay.
fan.
If I'm a LeBron fan, definitely not the first time I'm tasting glory.
Oh, well, when did you start supporting LeBron?
2016. Next.
Oh, before that.
Oh yeah.
After the finals, isn't it?
No, 2016. Don't worry. Before you start bringing up 2011 Mavs, now I'm good, man. I'm good. Anyway, let's please move on because Ira is clearly a criminal. I had no idea what I was bringing on here.
No, but think about it. So in the playoffs, you have to beat an underdog in the first round, and the second round gets a bit more tasty, a bit more sexy, yeah. And then in the Western Conference Finals, it's that simple,
Yeah, I mean, it clearly isn't that simple because look at what LA Clippers did. And
Don't compare Clippers to
Come on, man,
Warriors,
championship pedigree, bro.
basketball heritage, yeah.
Championship pedigree.
That's what it is.
Yeah, okay, fair enough. You know what? Fair enough. Look, I'm not even mad because I think a lot of teams are happy to see the Golden State of 2015, happy to see the Golden State of 2016. Even like, cause I mean, you guys did in that same season, you guys still did get an NBA record, 73 wins and 9 losses. It still is an incredible feat. And I think a lot of teams are excited just to see the competition back. It should be a good season. It should be a good season.
if Dallas make the right
What are you
moves,
predicting? What are you predicting for Golden State as we enter into the last segment? What are you predicting? For
I need to see the moves we make. But,
the moves are important.
Assuming everything is as it is.
As it is.
As it
is. What the hell, bro? We'd be like an 8th pick at best. I mean, I'm 8th seed.
But see, I disagree with that because you have the Lakers, you got the Clippers. Who else is going to finish above us? Okay, let's say Houston because Harden's like in the regular season.
Jazz, Denver.
Okay, maybe.
Yeah,
Denver.
because like my roster's not very deep. Like we kind of need to fill it out.
Denver don't have a better team than us at the moment.
But they've got a deeper roster. And that's what like the regular season's about. The regular season's about reaching into the roster and just getting through it.
Okay, cool. But Denver shouldn't be beaten. I mean, if our players are as good as we think they are, Denver shouldn't be coming higher than us. So they got to the conference finals this year.
What are your predictions that you're saying for Golden State? We're gonna win it all. I have to say that. I got money there. I'm glad you said that because I was about to shoot you down because of you.
But minimum conference finals.
Okay, fair enough. Okay, I'm not mad at that. And Nee's the same 8th seed. So how far are you in the playoffs?
In the playoffs, the roster as is, maybe that second round at best.
But if we get 8th seed, we're gonna be able to get to the Lakers, yeah.
Or Clippers, yeah.
I mean, Clippers are down.
Clippers ain't winning. They're gonna win. They're gonna win the most games.
Yeah,
they're gonna do that. They're gonna do that load management BS.
Yeah, exactly.
So it will be Lakers versus GSW in the first round. Yeah, by the AFC.
Yeah.
And to be fair, I do fancy my chances against them.
Yeah. Okay. Good. I'm glad you said. I can't wait to get you one later. It's gonna be a long.
LeBron will be 36. Right.
Okay.
And also, I don't want to wish injury to anyone.
Oh my days!
I don't want to.
It's enough. No, it's enough. Before I veto your whole speaking privileges, Ovi, I'm gonna go on to you. What are your predictions for Golden State going into this year, based on what they're saying, but not necessarily the picks, because obviously we don't know exactly what's going to happen yet. But a healthy Steph, a healthy Clay, it's good for the league to see.
If we get a Barker, Serge Barker.
Yeah. I mean,
this is it though. Like,
he wants to leave Toronto. He don't want to be in Canada.
No one wants to be in Canada.
Yes.
But the thing is, like, I think I agree with Nee. Like, if everything stays as it is, obviously I don't know what pieces they're going to do, or they're going to make. But everything stays as it is. I can see maybe 5th, 6th, and then, like you say, second round. But I am looking forward to seeing Steph, Clay, whoever. Maybe not Draymond, but because Golden State at their best are the most entertaining team to watch in the NBA. So I'm looking forward to them all being back and being fit and being healthy. But for the sake of the podcast, I hope they don't make the playoffs.
Hold on, let
not
me
gonna happen, but okay.
Hold on, let me say the conference. Let me say the seeding from this year, just for everyone listening, just to see what you mean. Yeah, conference standings.
Cool.
So this year, of course, bubble. Obviously, we don't really count this year's championship because obviously there's an asterisk to it.
Yeah, of course. That's facts to be fair.
So
there's literally no truth in what you're saying.
No, it's a lot of truth. But anyway, we move on.
Please finish your points, so we can finish. You're driving me mad.
So number 1 seed was Lakers, then Clippers, then Nuggets, then Houston, then Thunder, then Jazz, Mavericks, and Trailblazers. Yeah, we got a better team than at worst the top 4. So if we come 5th, and let's say Houston come 4th, in the first round we're beating Houston them guys there, them bad boys, Russell Westbrook and Harden. I'd fancy my chances against them any time of the week. And then, so that's the 4th, and then we'll play the Lakers in the second round. Again, I said already, we'll beat the Lakers.
Barbecue chicken, yeah?
Not barbecue, maybe a 7-game series.
Oh, okay. It's enough. Please. It's enough. Okay. Anyway, those are the predictions. This is actually far more entertaining than I thought it would be. I generally thought I was just going to be talking about Golden State for the whole time, and I'll just be upset. But no, this is just genuinely entertaining. Those are you guys' picks. The bookies odds on Golden State, just in case you guys wanted to know, are that you guys come 4th. So wherever that is Western Conference. That's runners up in the Western Conference Finals, which is what you're saying.
Well, what are the odds in the before 2015 season started?
Okay, no. We're not doing this.
Oh, okay.
Well done. Well done in that in 2015. I don't know why he's doing this to me. I don't understand. Anyway, that's been Golden State. That's the first of our lengthy series we're gonna have this off season in our autopsy, talking about where the teams are, how did they finish last year, how well they did this season, how well they're going to do this season, what kind of picks they can make, and obviously our predictions. Thank you very much for joining me, guys. Until next time, take care and peace.
Peace.